and distinguished guests. Announcing the arrival of Yang Berbahagia Dato Adissadikin Ali, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Rhb Islamic Bank. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and future leaders, welcome to the ESG Global Young Leaders Summit 2024. Today, we unite under a shared vision to empower and inspire the next generation of global leaders committed to sustainable development. Through collaboration, innovation, and a steadfast commitment to environmental, social, and governance principles, we aim to address the pressing challenges of our time. Let us embark on this journey together, fostering a brighter, more sustainable future for our planet. With that being said, first and foremost, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Dato Adissadikin Ali, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Rhb Islamic Bank, to deliver the keynote speech. Please welcome Dato Adissadikin Ali.
Thank you, Ms. MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berusaha Encik Hirman bin Awang, Pengarah Seksyen Hal Ehwal Pelajar, Jabatan Pendidikan Tinggi, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, Pegawai Utama dan Pegawai Kanan dari UMT, Universiti Malaysia Awam, Universiti Awam di Malaysia, dan Div-Div Kehormat. Barisan panel yang saya hormati, Ms. Khairuna Syahirah binti Zainuddin, Naib Yang Dipertua Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar UMT, seterusnya pelajar-pelajar UMT, UNIZA dan sekolah-sekolah di sekitar Kuala Terengganu, the participants of this summit, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all. Together with the Ministry of Higher Education and University Malaysia Terengganu, who are also hosting this summit, I, on behalf of Rhb Islamic Bank, Berhad, welcome all of you to this inaugural ESG Global Young Leaders Summit 2024. I'm glad and honored to be here this morning to deliver the keynote address for this summit. Ladies and gentlemen, human is born selfish. Every act of ours is based on the self-question of what's in it for me, whether we do it consciously or subconsciously. For that, allow me then to start my speech with a question to each and every one of you. Why are you here? What's in it for you? For some, the idea of attending this summit seems cool. You may want to be seen as being in, with the ESG that seems to be the buzzword around. For others, it could be about checking out what this ESG is all about and how it is relevant to you. You are already here, and for that, let me congratulate each and one of you for taking the first crucial step, that is, to be acquainted and to be aware of what ESG is all about. I'm certain that by listening to the subject matter experts line up for the sessions and by participating in the activities that's being lined up for this event in these coming days in this summit, your knowledge and awareness on ESG shall be heightened. Once you leave the summit, perhaps, and I'm sure that you will have the feel-good factor, but I can bet on it that it will be gone before you know it, as you get on to thinking about other life-pressing matters. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, ESG is about sustainability. And therefore, the feel-good factor alone is not sustainable. Whatever the reasons that brought you here, nothing is more sustainable and compelling than for you to have a crystal clear purpose, your own purpose on ESG, one that answers the question of what's in it for me. Let me put it another way. Think of this as a question of what is your story on ESG? Unless you are able to have your own story on ESG, one that consistently shape your thoughts and drive your actions through time, forget about championing ESG. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me then to share my story on ESG. And I hope that with this story, you can learn one thing or two. I run a bank. We are the third largest bank in Malaysia. To put it simply, I am a money man. And what has a bank got to do with ESG then? Banks, like any other business, we exist to make profit. And I know some of you are business students. And the classic definition of business is to maximize the shareholders' wealth, right? Meaning that to make profit. But let me tell you that along the way, the definition of business has been redefined with the advent of the thinking of sustainability. I was in Harvard Business School in 2014, and that was when I was exposed to the redefined business objective. Now, the redefined business objective is about making decent profit decently. So meaning that, yes, you are here, we are here to make profit, but we have to ensure that in making that profit, that whatever profit, decent profit that you're targeting, the impact on society, on planet, and you have to observe the governance, needs to be there in such that everyone benefits. And for us, in Islamic banking, in 2017, Bank Negara Malaysia outlined something called value-based intermediation. For the students, please check this out. Value-based intermediation means that, again, squarely with the ESG thinking, if we are to make profit, we have to ensure that in every steps, our services, our products, everything has to be in line with the objective of bringing positivity and minimize the negativity to two other P's. The first one is profit, but we have to ensure that we check out that the impact is positive or minimal negative to people and planet. So, it's talking about sustainability, it's talking about ESG. It's just that I'm putting it through in the concept of 3 Ps. Well, for the bank, we got on to adopting the ESG stroke VBI. So what next? That alone, having a framework is not sustainable. So we got on to find our own purpose, just like when I started off saying that each and every one of you, we need to find our own purpose. We had some soul searching, and we need to ground ourselves to something, a purpose that defines and shapes our thoughts and actions consistently. With the purpose, then becomes a narrative, a story that we can convey to others. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world of limited resources. As much as we want to champion everything, you talk about ESG, let me take planet for one. Of course, it's a big world. We have the terrestrial above water, and we have the underwater as well. You can't be doing everything, okay? Because we have limited resources. We have 2 hands and 2 feet as an individual. So, find your purpose, create a story, and choose one that you can do well. So for us, we have looked at things, 70 or 75% maybe of the planet is made of water. And when we look around, not many people look at the sustainability of water and below. UN SDG 14, which is life below water. So, for a bank, we took that stand that we are to explore that, because we can't be stretching ourselves too thin. So as I mentioned, we are just bankers, the money men. We know nothing about life below water. So maybe you may know things about things that you talk about, but the best way in this world is before you start narrating your story, you have to ensure that you have the sciences, you have the data. So for UN SDG 14, the money man doesn't have the data. That money man doesn't have the sciences. So that's why this is another concept. Go and forge partnership. So for the bank, we were looking for partners, and we found a credible partner, which is UMT. Okay, UMT that specializes in ocean sciences and all that. So that's why we forged a partnership. And through this partnership, what we bring to the table is both benefits. We want the sciences. We want the data. UMT, and we do not have the data. UMT has the data. UMT has the data, but they have limited reach to public. Because whatever research that you do, I'm sure the researchers are all here, is meant to be conveyed, to be told to people. So we, the bank, we have access to the public. We have our own sets of customers, and we have the to-be customers. That's why, through this partnership, we take the data from UMT and we brought it to the public. So that's how it benefits. So basically, I've told you about the purpose. I've told you about the 3 Ps, profit, people, planet, and next one is about partnership. So please, be open to partner, because one cannot achieve many things. At a personal level, ladies and gentlemen, I have a fair share of my journey of discovery as well. You know that we took life below water, UN SDG, as the theme of our sustainability drive. But of course, at my level, then I would have to then narrate the story to the public. But if the money man talks about life below water, do you believe him? Okay, compared to someone who is doing research on life below water talks, right? So whatever it is, at your personal level, do not be a hollow guy. The one that just talk, but when people look at you, they know that you are hollow, you got nothing. So at my end, the best that I've done is, before I talk to people about life below water, I consciously took up scuba diving because I want to know what's below there. I want to narrate the story, the experience. So let me tell you, when I first took up scuba, the first time I ever went down there, there are two things that struck me. Number one, I was mesmerized by the God gift. Yeah, it's a different world and it's beautiful, and for the Muslim, and I would say, Subhanallah. Okay, and I treasure that. But at the same time, through my dives, I see destruction. I see a lot of things that shouldn't have been there. But of course, it's not the sea life that brought those things there. It's another fellow human. So through my dive, I have the purpose. Then when I get up there every time, up onto the surface, to the world, I will narrate the story to tell other humans that it's wonderful down there, but at the same time, it's under threat. So let's, together, in whatever little action that we can, save the ocean. So basically, another point that I want to get across is find a passion around that purpose, because passion will then fuel up your drive. So for me, diving has become a passion for me and my team, and that one drives the sustainability of purpose. In short, I can say that we are now divers with purpose, not just diving for nothing or for recreation. So you have heard my story, ladies and gentlemen. It starts with a purpose. Find your purpose, and this shall be your true north that anchors your thoughts, drive your actions, and ensures sustainability of your resolve to stay the course. Next, have an activity that brings about passion in pursuing your purpose. Passion shall then fuel your drive for the purpose. Third one, be open to forge partnership. Your ESG journey shall become more enriching if you are traveling with others, like-minded companions. Lastly, always have the other three P's in mind, which is profit, people, and planet. Because a lot of you will be, the students will be entering your job market, and having these three P's in mind will ingrain you to become a better person. So coming from different backgrounds, experiences, and universities, I believe that this summit will give you all the chance to exchange ideas and discuss issues on conservation, global warming, climate change, pollution, and dwindling resources of biodiversity. Through exchange of these sessions, exchange of ideas and networking in these sessions, the main objective is to reinforce and realign your values, thus better preparing all of you in taking up the call for global sustainability. And I hope that our efforts here today will positively impact our understanding and appreciation on how the subject matter of sustainability and conservation, and more importantly, set off a ripple effect to the rest of all students nationwide to join actively and to ensure environmental sustainability. There can be no better audience than every one of you in this hall to carry the message, to carry the narratives, the story, the message of commitment to the rest of the world. As I said before, you are the future leaders. And in closing, On behalf of the organizers and myself, we would like to sincerely express our appreciation for your participation, and where we can, let us work together to drive positive change for the world around us and for a better future. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Dato Adissadikin Ali, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Rhb Islamic Bank, for the insightful keynote speech. Dear attendees, this marks the end of the first half of today's ceremony. Please be in the hall before 9:40 a.m. Thank you. Audience of the hall, please be ready for the arrival of the Deputy Minister of Higher Education. To all guests and participants, please remain in the hall and follow the ceremonial guidelines until the end of the ceremony. Thank you.
Walaupun diorang sebab diorang mesti kumpul macam tu. So walaupun diorang sudah siap, I don't think so saya boleh tengok. Dekat sini memang tak nampak.
To all guests and participants, please remain in the hall for the ceremonial guidelines until the end of the ceremony. Thank you.